Hi, welcome back to Miss Maddie Studio. I'm Maddie, and today is a very special day because it is Chucky's second birthday, and I'm also painting a birthday present for my fiance. It was his birthday on the 6th, so he is a huge fan of DC Comics, and I've made him a bunch. I've made him 4 DC paintings at this point. This is the 4th. This one is of the chest of Captain Boomerang, who obviously, based on his name, he attacks people with boomerangs. He's really funny. He's in the current Suicide Squad game, and he's really funny in that game. All of the things he says are really pretty hysterical. He's a funny character. And just had a little hair on there. Whoops. And so this is what Babe asked me for his birthday, was specifically the chest of Captain Boomerang with his belt with the boomerangs on him. And luckily, the one really great thing about doing the DC or really any of the comic, any kind of fan art like that, is that all of the colors they have to be basic for printing. Like, that was what they were based off of, the easiest colors that they could print for the cheapest. So I end up always having like the exact colors I need just available, and I don't have to mix them or anything like that because they use the basic colors. So now I'm going in. His shirt has all of these little boomerang patterns across it. It's that mid blue with a light blue for the boomerangs. I was really trying to make them look like boomerangs and not hearts, because every time even now, they look like hearts. Like, I have to convince myself that they're boomerangs and not a heart pattern. I decided to try and do just a little bit of wrinkles, creases, to try and make it look a little more fabric shirt patterned. And now I'm going in with the belt, just a straight up. He wears just a straight black leather belt with some little, what would be the word for that? Just like a little string that holds onto it over the belt, like a loop, that's a word, loop. Goodness, okay. Let's see, what else do I want to say about this piece? It was pretty fun, even though it is one of my bigger canvases that I'm using for this one. I got a 6-pack of these giant oval canvases, and I've been going through them over the past 2 years. Now, I have a silver acrylic paint that is super metallic and really, really shiny, and I was a little worried that it wouldn't stand up very well against the blue and the black. You'd see the difference between the black line and the blue line. So I decided to just put some white as a base just to really make the silver pop. Just trying to get the shapes of the boomerangs right, which are surprisingly weird to shape. Now I'm going in and I have to clean them up because I made a bit of a mess. I really love painting pictures as presents for people. I feel like it is something that I can uniquely do that, not every person could do for them, and I love making very specific things about their likes. All of the ones that I have painted for Phil have all been his favorite characters or inside jokes between us or things like that. And I've also made paintings for my sister. I've made paintings for my mother, I think for everyone. I think maybe Henry's the only one I haven't done an actual painting for. My son, but I've done like little projects for him. I love making bookmarks too. Bookmarks are really fun to make, and again, super customizable. I made a red hood one with a red tassel for Babe. I made a dragon one for Bubby. I made myself like a fox one and a pig one, because why not? I always love doing stuff like that. So here we go now, finally, with the silver, which you can really not tell very much from the white. It just looks very barely different from this angle, but you can tell a lot more in person. Like, I was not having an issue telling where I was putting it in person, but it doesn't pick up very well for some reason. I have these really sparkly watercolors too that I absolutely love. I've had them for years and years now. You can probably see them. They're right behind the paper towel to the right of my hand, but it did nothing. It didn't change it. It didn't make it like sparklier. It changed nothing. So I put a little bit on one of them and decided that was, a waste of time. I'm really trying to make the silver nice and solid, get those nice crisp lines. I don't get nice crisp lines, so I end up going back in with the black and the blue to touch things up. Now we're just gonna be painting these boomerangs for a while, so I want to talk about the time that we went and picked out Chucky. Now, we moved to Florida in November of 2022. Yeah, 2022. And Phil has a family friend who he's known for a very, very long time. And she breeds and sells puppies, different ones, usually either Beaver Terriers, which Chucky is, which is like a Yorkie. It's basically a Yorkie, but it has the different coloring, which makes him this specific Beaver Terrier. And now they were just, they were just recognized by the AKC in the last couple of years, so they're like officially their own breed now. And she also does like Yorkies and Maltese and Morkies, which is a Maltese and a Yorkie. She has all sorts of lovely little critters. And when we came down here, Babe has never had a dog before, so he was saying this to this family friend that he's never had a dog, and he's heard that dogs are amazing for mental health, which, anyone who's had a dog knows that there is absolute validity to that. Dogs do amazing things for your mental health. Cats do too, but it's in a different sense. So in my world, that's the reason I have both, because, you have your cats that comfort you in a certain way, and you have your dogs that both comfort you, but they also get you to be more playful and active. Cats can too, but for the most part with dogs, that is, you want to play with your dog. Like, I'm always like chasing him around and playing with him and throwing the toy, running around, having fun. So this is the finished piece before varnish, and I thought I was going to end the video here, but I ended up having to touch up things. Now, this is Chucky babysitting, when I was babysitting a little 6-week-old puppy for that family friend. She's the one that's the puppies that I have always. I babysit them for her. And this was Chucky the first day we brought him home. Oh, he was so precious and itty bitty, teeny tiny. But the first time we picked him out was not the first time we brought him home. So after Babe had told this family friend that he was thinking about getting a dog, and we were asking her how much it would be to buy a dog from her, she said, well, I have a couple litters right now. Come on over to my house whenever, and you can pick one out for free. Which was so nice of her, because she sells these dogs for over $1,000 a piece. And they are definitely that quality. They're amazing dogs. So we were very surprised by that and super grateful. And we went there on a random night. It was pretty late at night when we went. And she brought out a whole gaggle of puppies. And they were all so sweet. They were running around. They were very, very hyper and active, running all over the place, getting each other. And then there was little itty bitty Chucky, who seemed very nervous and a little shy, sitting in the corner, trying to just not be seen by anybody. And Babe picked him up and put him on his lap. I was holding a couple of the really teeny tiny, 6-week-old babies, and I was having a blast. And Babe just fell in love with Chucky's personality. He was relaxed. He was just really sweet and calm, and just stayed on his lap for the entire time we were there. So we decided that that was the one for us, and we had to wait about, I think it was a week, because he was old enough to be adopted out when we visited him, but he needed his final checkup and his final puppy shots and all of that. So we picked him up about a week later and brought him home, and he has been a little light in our life ever since. He's just been a little sweetheart. I can't believe he's 2. That's crazy to me, but it's also crazy that I've lived in Florida for 2 years now, because it just feels like this time has gone by so quickly and yet so slowly at the same time. So much has happened, but a lot of good, a lot of not so fun, but a lot of good too. Now, coming in with this and trying to do some more shadows, touching up on all of those dark blue places, because I did make a little bit of a mess when I was just trying to get the boomerang shape on. I did make a little bit of a mess here and there, so I just wanted to come in and clean it up and make that drop shadow so it gives it a little bit more 3D of an effect. Now, I've talked and shown a little bit of my pets on this account, but I will do a little breakdown. I have 3 cats. I have Simon, who just turned 10. He is my little disabled boy. He's had a couple seizures. He's had a couple inner ear issues. He's had a couple eye issues. Can't see very well, he is a little off balance. He's my little crooked cat, I like to call him. But he is also obsessed with me and wants to be touching me or on me 24/7. And that's not feasible in life, unfortunately. But he's a great cat. And then we have Bane, who was Babe's cat. He got him right before we started dating, so he is either 6 or 7 now. It's hard to know. He saved him from a bad home, and they didn't tell him when his birthday was or anything like that. So and then we have Trixie, and Miss Trixie is now 4 years old. And we found her up in New York as a kitten. She was just outside of our house trying to survive. And then we have a bearded dragon named Zud, who is also 3 or 4, I believe. 3, probably 3. Closer to 3. Somewhere in between that. And then we have little Chucky, who's just turned 2. So we are definitely an animal-loving house. We're also talking about getting things like a tortoise. I've always wanted a tortoise. And here we go with the varnish. I haven't varnished in a really long while, even though y'all have seen me varnish recently. That was filmed a while ago, and this one I was just kind of being really just overly chaotic with it. Not sure why. But I was just making a mess. I didn't have my setup right, and I wanted to varnish all of the paintings that I've done for Babe, because I was looking around the room and realized that none of the paintings I've painted for him are varnished except for the Sad Klaus one. And I love all of these pictures, and Babe loves all of these pictures, so I want to keep them nice. And they look so much better varnished. Just the color pops so much. A little Chucky in the corner. Okay, so this is... I went in reverse order of how I made them. So I made this one... I don't remember when I made this one, but I made this one for Phil. It is a painting of the Joker and the Riddler, which are some of his favorite villains. It's basically just my interpretation of the Riddler and Joker, like, teaming up and going on a crime spree, and all the laughter that would be happening between the two. This is my, oh gosh, see, I'm a mess with this one. Okay. This is my other American Dad picture that I painted, which is Roger as the Reverse Flash. It goes with the Sad Klaus painting. I love the way that Roger came out in this. Y'all cannot tell me that that is not exactly Roger. So, this is the first DC painting that I made for him. This one is, it's called the Death of Red Hood, and it is about Red Hood being killed by the Joker. And here they are hung back up. That's how they sit up there with all of his DC stuff around. His little awesome display where he's got that. So thank you for joining me today. And if you want to support me, I'm on Patreon, or you can see my website. Bye!